Welcome to Off the Field, a show where we, members of the Missouri Southern football team, talk about our team's performance during our games and discuss what happened in the NFL this week. I'm Mike Brown.
I'm Jalen Banks.
And I'm Malachi Broadnax.
This week we're going to discuss what happened in this past Saturday's game as we fell to Missouri Western 45-28. Jalen, I'm going to start with you. What are your opinions on last Saturday's game and what do you believe happened?
This past Saturday, I'll just speak offensively. We didn't finish drives, and we just weren't physical enough at the point of attack. We failed to control the line of scrimmage. We really just relied on big plays. We didn't really have a bunch of drives where we methodically moved the ball or just bit by bit moved it. And the few times we did get in the red zone, we came up short and kicked some field goals. And in college football, you got to score touchdowns. This isn't the NFL where you're going to win games 24-27 and things like that. Like most college football games are going to be shootouts, and that's essentially what it turned out to be. And by the time we really got things rolling, it was a little bit too late.
Defensively, Malachi, what are your thoughts and opinions on what happened in the game and what we could do in practice to prevent this from happening in these next two games?
Honestly, defensively, it was the same as what Jalen said. Physicality. We lacked physicality everywhere from jump. They came out and wanted to win more, and you could tell. They made sure that they were physical from the offensive line to the receivers to the way the running backs running the ball. And that kind of got us on our heels initially. And then after that, it was just a uphill battle for the rest of the game. And we fell short to get it back. We got a few turnovers, but the turnovers didn't really make up for some of the mistakes we made on the defensive end. So it cost us, and the lack of physicality bit us in the butt in the long run because they were getting yards that they needed when they needed them. So,
speaking of turnovers, you guys amassed, I believe, 3 turnovers? 2 turnovers, 2 fumbles,
recoveries, yeah.
Defensively, that has been a trend for us this season. We have been getting to the ball, attacking the ball, getting turnovers. I want you to speak on that. Is there any emphasis that the coaches put on us at practice to create these opportunities for us?
I mean, yeah. Every week we want to win the turnover battle, which is, it's a bit cliche, but it's true. You want to win the turnover battle because that's ultimately how you win the game. But really, it's really part of the game. And we all know that being in college football, you understand that you need the ball back on the offense so the offense can put the points on the board, drive the football, move the football, milk the clock to allow us rest. So we try our hardest to make sure that we can get them the ball back as fast as possible so that way we get to relax and catch our breath and get ready for the next possession. So I think it was more so the players making it an emphasis than the coaches. We hold ourselves responsible for the turnovers, for the takeaways that we get. So it's not necessarily that we put one point of our game emphasis on takeaways, but that's definitely something that we pay attention to as a team and as the players.
Being in the MIAA, it is known around the NCAA that this is one or the most toughest division to play football in. Jalen, I want to start with you. Next week, we have Northwest Missouri State at home game for our senior night, and I believe that they hold the Division II NCAA record for national championships.
Yep. Number 1 in MIAA right now.
How do you see us preparing this week to take on an opponent with this much aura and stature behind them?
As far as preparation goes, just simply X's and O's. They do a lot of the same stuff that everyone else does. Defensively, they run same coverages. You're going to see middle field open, middle field closed, man, different pressures. Offensively, they run a spread. They use offset tight ends. You're going to have to prepare for both the run game and the passing game. But in terms of like the mental side of things, it's like, yo, we've got this many more opportunities to play football. For some of us, we've legit only got 2 more games left in our career. And it's like, you know, how bad do you want to go out in terms of, you know, one to win? You know, we can go out here and sulk and upset a top 5 team in the country, or, you know, we can just tuck our tails and just throw up the white flag. So ideally, you know, you want to go out there with some fight and try to upset them. And that's what I would expect out of my teammates.
As a captain on this year's Missouri Southern team, how do you plan on rallying the defensive side of the ball and the entire team for this upcoming opponent in Northwest Missouri State?
Honestly, it wouldn't be any different than any other game. I mean, I know that they're held to a certain standard as far as the name that they have in this conference, but for me, I wouldn't say anything different than I would any other game, because it's another team in MIAA. Nothing really changes as far as the way we go about getting ready for the game, the way we prepare, and the way we look at the X's and O's in terms of how we want to play against them. I mean, the game plan will be different for sure, but our goals and our mindset doesn't change. We need to win, and we need to go out here with the mindset that we're going to win. And if we don't have that mindset during practice, it'll show, first of all, and second of all, you'll notice it as far as long as everybody else notices it. Well, I'm sorry, everyone else will notice as well. But there's nothing specific that needs to be said, hey guys, we need to beat this team. Now we need to beat every team we play. And that's the mentality we're going to have. So this week will be nothing different on the defensive side other than maybe certain game plan changes and specificities towards how they play offense. But other than that, I mean, we'll just keep the ball rolling on trying to be proficient in every way possible in the defense so we can win the game.
We look forward to this game next Saturday against Northwest Missouri State here at home. Going into what happened in the NFL this week, my Tampa Bay Buccaneers personally got beaten by our arch rival New Orleans Saints. I'm not pretty happy about that. But just overall, big games, any opinions that you guys may have? Is there any games you want to talk about specifically?
Last night you had Dallas and Minnesota go down to the wire. Those are my Vikings. It was unfortunate that, you know, they lost the way that they did. Cooper Rush came in and did his job. One thing that I love about a lot of these, like, quote-unquote backup QBs coming in and playing well, Cooper Rush, Taylor Heineke, a few others, it's like at the end of the day, man, these dudes are pros. Mm-hmm. So if they go out there and perform, you can't really be surprised if they perform at a high level, especially who they have around them. Cooper Rush, like, even though he's a backup, he still got CeeDee Lamb, he still got Zeke, he still has that O-line, obviously Amari Cooper, who's been a perennial Pro Bowler the last 5-6 years or so. So, I mean, it's disappointing that we fell short to them, but that team is legit. Their defense is playing well. They got a lot of weapons offensively. And it's like, man, if they did that with Cooper Rush, imagine if, you know, Dakota Prescott had played yesterday. So I think that game puts the league on notice for sure.
Speaking of quarterback injuries, Jameis Winston has now been announced to have a torn ACL and will miss the remainder of the season. With that being said, there are rumors around the mill stating that the Saints are interested in signing former MVP quarterback Cam Newton. Mm-hmm. Malachi, what do you think this means for the New Orleans Saints if they were to sign Cam Newton?
It means an offensive change. Absolutely.
You think so?
I do, because every team knows that bringing Cam Newton in, it brings a different aspect to your offense. Of course, the running game for sure, but you have a more physical quarterback involved who likes to be physical, and that's how he gets rolling in the offense. So, and the Saints have never been a team to use their quarterback to help catapult their offense into positivity when it comes to yardage and momentum. They're usually used to using their key playmakers around the quarterback. Well, if you bring a Cam Newton in, that's one of the risks that you take. But at the same time, you know, Sean, he's a pretty good coach. I'm sure that if they can get him in there and in that system, they'll figure it out just like they used Taysom Hill. They'll just probably throw in a lot more of those packages to get him going, and then just allow the offense to rally around him, give him those check down options, and just possibly hope that he can just run away with this offense, especially because Jameis is not a far reach from Cam Newton when it comes to arm talent and running ability. They're not, I mean, Cam Newton's far more superior, but they're not that far off, if you get what I'm saying.
You're saying in terms of throwing?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like Cam Newton wouldn't be a bad choice for the Saints, especially with where they're at right now.
When it comes to New Orleans, I don't think it would be like too big of an offense change, because last year when Taysom started those 4 games or whatever, you know, they incorporated a lot of stuff that he did well in terms of, like, you know, QB power and things like that. So it's not as if they don't have those things in. If they keep Trevor Siemian, I'm being biased because I love Cam Newton. I'd prefer to have Cam, but if they roll with Trevor Siemian until Taysom Hill clears concussion protocol, it's not a bad option. Like, Trevor Siemian's been a starter in this league. He's battled some injuries and kind of bounced around a little bit, but he has been a starter. And, you know, that's a good place to be in if you're New Orleans. It's like, yo, it's not ideal. We don't have Jameis. We don't have Taysom. But Trevor Siemian started 2 full seasons in this league back in 16 and 17. So I think they'll be fine regardless. If Michael Thomas comes off of the PUP list and is able to get healthy, obviously with Alvin Kamara in the backfield, Mark Ingram back, they'll be fine. Defense playing lights out. I don't think that they'll make like a huge playoff run, but they'll still be a wild card team, you know, with the current roster situation.
We're nearing the middle of the NFL season, guys. Is there any early MVP candidates in your eyes?
Before he broke his foot yesterday, Derrick Henry. But at this point, I feel like it's kind of up in the air. You could say Josh Allen or Kyler Murray. It's all, even Aaron Rodgers, you know, it's all going to depend. I think Aaron might be the front runner right now because they upset the Cardinals. I don't think it was that big of an upset, but he did it without Devontae Adams, Allen Lazard, and St. Brown. So I think it's between those 3 guys, Kyler, Josh, and Aaron, with Derrick Henry being hurt.
I don't know. That's kind of a hard one, especially right now with all these injuries going on and people getting hurt left and right. I can't really say, like, yeah, I have a solid MVP. And especially with the way teams have been playing, it's a lot of up and down all over the league. Like, beginning of the first 2 to 3 games, Aaron Rodgers was playing subpar. And you got Kyler Murray, his last 2 games, playing subpar, the MVP candidate. Like, everybody that we've considered an MVP candidate in the first half of the beginning of the season is now, you know, it's wavering just a bit in the gameplay, but that's how the season is. So I kind of try to stay away from deciding in the middle of the season, but especially right now with it being so difficult, I really couldn't say who I would want to be the MVP. I can't decide.
Do you have people that are division winners right now that you think might fall off, or teams that are struggling right now that might, you know, come back and make a push? Because, I mean, Tennessee, they've been riddled with injuries even though they're leading the AFC South right now. Do you think that they still finish?
That entire conference is weird. So, I mean, because
who's in it? You got Houston,
Indianapolis,
Jacksonville,
and Tennessee.
Right.
And that's you got Jacksonville, they're bottom of the barrel. Tennessee with that injury. Then you've got Houston.
The Colts are actually kind of decent.
The Colts almost beat them.
The Colts have a solid defense. Their offense is just inconsistent. So it's like, I don't know. That's another toss-up. I couldn't really tell you. And then this past Sunday kind of shook up some of the NFL as well, especially with the losses that were taken. And there was majority divisional losses that happened today, and big divisional losses. So kind of shaking up around the NFL.
I think Kansas City comes back and wins the division, the AFC West. The Chargers are, you know,
it's possible.
The Chargers are 4-3. The Raiders, I think eventually they're gonna get figured out. Like, they can't run the ball. Yeah. They're a little suspect in the back end on the defense. The Broncos just traded Von Miller. Kansas City, if they get rolling.
Yeah, the Broncos just traded Von Miller.
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Today.
This morning.
Really?
Yeah,
to who?
They in the rebuilding phase.
To the Rams.
To the Rams?
Yeah, for 2 second-day draft picks.
Yep. Second and the third rounder.
Wow, y'all just dropped a bomb on me. So the Rams
No.
have Aaron Donald and Von Miller
Leonard
and
Floyd.
Jalen Ramsey all in the same defense.
Leonard Floyd.
Leonard
Yeah.
Floyd.
Leonard Floyd. Oh my God.
Bro,
That's
whole
insane.
team is stacked, man. That whole team
That's
is stacked.
insane.
No,
So
offense
early
got
prediction:
Cooper Kupp,
LA Rams win the Super Bowl in February. That's just what it is.
You think
Defense
so?
wins championships, and
think
that's
so?
just crazy.
If we could
You
rewind,
have
if we could rewind this stuff, I made this prediction the first day we were talking about this.
really. You said the LA Rams. You didn't predict that they was gonna have.
I said
Von
the LA
Miller.
Rams. I feel like I remember saying I may be wrong.
You know you said the Chicago Bears. We could pull the
I
tape
would
up.
never
You know
in
you
my
said the Chicago
life-
Bears.
I would never
We could
have in my
pull the
life
tape.
said that Justin Fields would win. I said I know for a fact because I wasn't even hefty on Justin Fields. at the
He
beginning of the
played
season.
well this past Sunday.
He did play decent.
Did they make the wild card?
No, we're not even going to win more than 8 games this year. We're not going to win more than 8 games this year. But I do recall, I might not have been on this show. I might have been somewhere else and asked this question and said that the Rams are my dark horse. But the Rams are and have been my dark horse ever since they got Matthew Stafford because I love Matthew Stafford as a quarterback.
He's a baller.
Technically,
He was just in the
He was a
wrong.
winner.
That
He
took
just was
well.
in a losing situation, in
So
a
there-
losing
He was
city,
he was
on
the
a losing
cream
team
that rose
with
to
a
the top
losing coaching staff.
on a cake that no one was watching. I said he was the cream that rose to the top on a cake that no one was watching,
No, okay,
which was the Detroit Lions.
Now,
Now-
I love the Rams, but I'm not betting against Tom Brady in Tampa, bro.
I mean, you
You
can.
really feel like Tom?
But at some
I
point-
love Tampa.
I'm
That's
one
my
person, I'm
city.
one
That's
person
my
that don't
team.
care about betting against Tom.
Now, you feel me? I just happen to love Tom Brady. I used to hate him all my life until he wanted to come to Tampa and bless us with a ring. I love Tom Brady now. But I can't sit here and confidently tell you that. I mean, they already gotten beat by the Rams.
They did. Look, bro.
They already gotten beat.
Regular season and postseason
That's
is two
fine.
different things.
But now you're going to have
They-
a postseason Jalen Ramsey, who almost beat Brady when he was with the Jaguars.
here's
you
my
got
thing.
a postseason Von Miller,
That defensive
postseason
line was
Aaron
already
Donald.
disrespectful. Now you already had to double team Aaron Donald.
look.
Now you gotta double. Now you gotta think of how I can double team Aaron Donald and not have a one-on-one with Von Miller and
you got
not
these
have
three-
Jalen Ramsey on my
That's what
best
I'm
receiver
saying.
and not have a running back that can really tote the ball.
From a roster standpoint, I totally get it, bro. I'm with y'all. I felt very similar last season when they faced the Saints in the second round. You had Trey Hendricks, you had Cam
Oh, I knew that was
Jordan.
going to be a win.
But look,
There's no way Brady was
but
going to
they
lose to
they
them.
got tore up by the Saints during the regular season.
That's
when
fine.
When that postseason rolled around, bro, Bruce Arians, Byron Leftwich, Todd Bowles, Tom Brady had them boys ready to go. And I think once once the Bucks get healthy and they hit the postseason, hey man,
Now the Bucks D line is vicious too. Now I'm not going to discredit them there. We was just talking about how the Rams was going to get after their offense.
The Rams is
The
my
Bucks
dark
is gonna
horse.
Get off,
The
get
Rams
after
are my
the
dark
Rams.
nah, Tom Brady don't need any more rings. So I would love for Matthew Stafford to get his one. You
The
feel me?
Rams are my dark horse.
Tom Brady doesn't.
Tom Brady does, but Tampa does. You did what I'm saying. Tampa.
I
needs
do,
more
but I
rings.
don't.
We only
Yeah, I
got
don't,
two.
bro. That's all
I
y'all
want
need.
3, 4,
Chicago
5.
only got one. You know, stop being greedy.
Yeah, bro.
Man,
Minnesota got none.
Skull.
Minnesota got none.
Man, it may stay like that for a while if y'all have good old
Kirk Cousins.
yeah.
Yeah.
My cousin Kurt
Yeah,
back
but
there.
the old lady still alive.
Hey, hopefully we get Malik Willis or something in next year's draft. We'll see.
Oh.
Later on today, the Chiefs take on the New York Giants. How do you guys feel about that one? Monday Night Football, Chiefs Giants. We was just talking about the Chiefs now.
I think the Chiefs win, but it'll be close. The Giants' defense is good.
You really feel like this game will be close?
At least in the first half. I mean, like, it's not as if the Chiefs' defense is good. You know what I mean? If you get Kenny Golladay going, Evan Ingram, Kadarius Toney, Sterling Shepard, like, they got weapons. It just depends on, they've struggled against good defenses.
I got the
And
Chiefs.
they're not facing a good defense. So I think it could be close. I don't think it'll be a shootout, but the Giants' defense is legit.
I got the Chiefs in the
I
7+
feel
point
as if-
spread. I got them in a 7+ point spread.
Just
I mean,
7.
close would be 10 points to me, really. 7 to 10 points would be a close game. I'm not saying
I'm going to
that
predict
the Giants
that.
are. I'm not going to say the Giants are terrible. They do have a solid defense, but they're the Giants. The Giants would be the Giants, in my opinion. Not to, they find a way
To lose.
to lose every time. It's kind of like the Lions.
I don't think they have to find a way to lose this game. I feel like the Chiefs become the Kansas City Chiefs this season with this game. This is going to be a statement game, and they're going to walk
Statement
all
game.
over the Giants. They're going to show the league that they are back with this game.
To make that statement, they better put up 133 points. They better put up.
Why y'all looking at me like that, bro? I'm trying to be
stand
controversial.
We stand
I'm trying to be controversial.
Yeah, you
get
started
what I'm
controversy, all right.
I feel like the
Stirring the
Chiefs,
pot.
this is the game where they
I'm telling you.
become.
Max.
I feel like this is the game
Kendrick.
where they become
That way Kendrick
the
Perkins.
Kansas City Chiefs.
So okay, so
This
you're,
is the game.
You're saying they'll get on track.
Yes.
Getting on track
They're going
in
to
a
get
state-
back on their Super Bowl track. They're going to
statement
get back
game-
to their Super Bowl ways.
A statement
They're
game
gonna
is
get
if they
back to
play-
their dominant ways. They're
statement
going to
game-
sweep the floor with the Giants.
A statement game is if they went over to the NFC and beat one of them top NFC teams by like 17.
It's going to come eventually. They got to take it one game
I mean,
at
when
a time.
you have okay, defensively they are what they are, but offensively
Their offense is
they
going to
can
shine
score.
and
They
they're
can
going to
score at
bubble.
any point, bro. You dump it off to Tyreek, and he makes.
And that's exactly what you're going to see.
Yeah.
You're going to see that tonight at 7:20.
We'll see though. I don't
On the dot. Make sure you guys tune in so when we come back to this show, I can laugh in these two faces and tell them that I was right. The Chiefs are becoming the Chiefs.
We said that they would win, did we not? We said that.
by 7 points. Are you kidding me? This
Said a
team.
7+ point spread. That means
You said it was going to be close. Both of you guys said it was going to be
I
close.
said-
You said
I
at
didn't
least
say that.
10.
Rewind.
You said at least 10.
Please rewind this
No,
television
I'm
show.
saying this is
I
going
told
to be
you-
a 25
I said it's gonna be
plus. This is going
I
to be a
said
blowout.
I think that they'll win by 10+, but I'm giving a 7
This is-
point
and
The
spread.
Giants' defense is legit.
I got the Chiefs in a
I
7+
feel
point
as if-
spread. I got them in a 7+ point spread.
Just
I mean,
7.
Close would be 10 points to me, really. 7 to 10 points would be a close game. I'm not
I'm
saying
going to predict. In Kansas City, this is going to be a blowout.
They are.
Yes,
Yeah,
this is going to
yes.
be a blowout.
Yeah, brother.
They're in Kansas City. They're going to wipe the floor with the Giants. I have no faith in the Giants whatsoever.
Now watch they come out here and roll. And, ooh. I ain't even.
Then you guys feel free to laugh in my face and
want
tell
the
me I
Chiefs to
told you
win,
so.
But that's the only reason I want to see the Giants win, just so I can laugh.
So you
in
going
their
with the
face.
Giants?
No, I'm with the Chiefs. But if they do win,
You heard it here
laugh in their
first.
face.
He said he's going with the Giants. I'm taking the Chiefs. You're taking the
Chiefs.
I said the Chiefs. but
Minnesota Vikings.
I think it'll be close.
Skull.
Don't throw shade when your team
Just-
made the playoffs for the first time in how many years? Come on, bro. Stop it.
I ain't gonna lie.
Let's not throw too much shade, bro.
Yeah,
Y'all
I
were the
did.
losingest sports franchise in North America.
We have 2 Super Bowl rings. So what does that tell me about your sports franchise?
You guys have 2 outlier seasons. That's awesome.
How many outlier seasons do the Minnesota Vikings have?
We don't have
Purple
that.
People Eaters, 4 in a row. Could you
skull,
get
skull.
one? No, you couldn't.
We
We,
don't
got
have-
2. We went to 2, and how many did we get?
That's awesome. I'm
Exactly.
I'm happy
Who's the
John-
starting
Exactly.
quarterback in the first one? Quiz.
Our starting quarterback in the first one?
Lost, bro.
Give me a minute. Hold on. It's been a lot of quarterbacks now. It's been a revolving door.
I know
Only
this.
one of them won
Brad
the Super
Johnson.
Bowl. Hell nah, my boy.
Who was it?
Jeff Garcia.
No, it wasn't.
Yes.
Who was
Who was
It was
it?
Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson.
Yeah, you tried to play me. You tried to play me.
His son is the starting quarterback at LSU. by the
Nah,
way.
Jeff Garcia took over when Cadillac Williams. When
Yeah,
Cadillac Williams
yeah.
became.
Those was decent
But look,
days. I wouldn't
we
say
don't
good
have
old days.
outlier seasons. We're just a consistent franchise.
Consistently losing franchise. Come on, we winners over here, man.
Yeah, my Bears
Consistently
do have the
losing?
Super Bowl.
You can't sit with us.
My Bears do have the Super
Consistently
Bowl.
losing.
Y'all went to 4 in a row. What was that, the 70s? Have you been back since?
Who y'all
The
lose?
Purple People Eaters, Fran Tarkington, that was the highlight
I'm well aware.
of the Minnesota Vikings.
Since you have been watching football,
Your
It was
team-
one
your
time
team-
the Minnesota Vikings could have got in since I've been watching football, and I wasn't
Since
even
you-
alive at the
since
time. I don't
you-
believe I was alive. And that is when they fumbled the bag against the Atlanta Falcons, the
team-
Dirty
since
Birds.
you have been watching football,
And I believe that was 98. They had Randy Moss. Are
2009,
you
we went to
serious?
the NFC Championship, lost to the Saints in overtime, went on to win
They
it.
did.
You really thought Brett Favre was going to miraculously Come on now. Come on now.
2017
Come
we
on
went to
now.
the NFC Championship. Like, come on, bro.
And what happened? Somebody put a real lick on Brett Favre, and it was over with.
That's fine. But I'm saying, like, don't sit here as if since we have been alive and we've all been watching football.
The Bucks have been better than the Vikings. Since I've been watching football, we had 2 rings. What are you
You
talking
weren't
about?
watching football in 2002.
Yes,
Stop
I
it.
was. Are
Why
you
is he
serious?
lying?
Are you serious?
Why is he lying?
Are you serious?
You were born when? 97?
Yes, October 8th, 1997,
And you
24
were
years
sitting
old.
there watching them? No, you
Yes,
were not.
I was sitting
You're
there
from
watching.
Your move, bro.
No, I'm
You
not.
started really.
No, I'm not.
You
The very first
really
game. The very first game I
Right.
watched. The very first game I
then
watched
it
was in 2002.
Bro, you're
Was that Super Bowl?
You don't even remember
Ravens,
what you were wearing to
Giants.
school.
Yes, I
What
do.
cartoon? What?
Man, come on now.
Stop, bro.
I had
You
a
were watching
green
football,
striped
bro.
shirt
So you
and
was
kind of
fully-
looked like Steve.
You was
from
fully
Blue's
comprehensive.
Clues.
You
Stop
was
playing
fully
with me.
comprehensive.
Stop playing
of
with
an
me.
NFL
Yes.
football game.
When you
I used to
chose
play
it,
Madden. Are you serious?
You sick.
I used to
Played
play
Madden.
Madden.
You didn't know what was going on,
You
bro.
sick.
I didn't know what was going on.
No, you didn't. You ran the same 3 plays. Stop it.
No,
ain't
I
gonna
didn't.
lie. Well, you
Y'all
got the-
boys is funny.
When
You
you
got the brain
started
of a
really
dolphin if you was comprehending football at 4
brain
years
of
old.
an elephant.
I
Like, come
was.
on, bro. Stop. When you really started watching football, let's say in middle school, your Bucks have been awful. Your Bucks were awful.
Started in middle school.
It might have been
my boy.
like 4th
It
grade
didn't start. I bet on your Bears and lost money.
in 2006.
6, yes.
Which lets me know
Hey,
you
That was 3 years later.
What type of
That's
money?
elementary school.
Animal crackers and Capri
No,
Suns?
no, I
I was
lost
like-
actual
I was
money
what?
betting on your name. That was the last time I've been in
You
Bears.
know how I know he didn't comprehend football back then?
How?
Because he bet on the Bears. That's why.
I ain't gonna
I
lie.
like their defense. What are you talking about?
Because we definitely.
Brian Urlacher and all them boys was hitting back then.
Because boy.
Yeah, you got to get on them.
I know what the Vikings have been like in the last 22
You
years.
can't talk because since we've been alive and been watching football, your Bears ain't been on nothing either.
They've been to a Super
superior
Bowl.
to y'all.
They've been to a Super Bowl, and I give you, they went to a Super Bowl strictly off of defense.
How many times have y'all won the conference?
More than y'all.
In the 2000s?
More than y'all.
Cut the show. Cut the show.
More than y'all.
Cut the show. I'm about to cuss. Cut the show. We're done.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Off the Field. Again, my name is Mike Brown. This is quarterback Jalen Banks, and this
Let me
is
get my
safety
cup.
Malachi Brontnax.
I'm about to cut.
We'll see you next Saturday, November 6th,
Boy.
for our recap of our senior
almost made
home
me say some
game
stuff.
against Northwestern Missouri State.
I was like, you Kendrick Perkins.
See you
real
next
quick,
time.
boy.